For the little bit of the rub, nigga, I gotta be safe.
Let's get to the sports talk.
Kind of like the New England trade, you get a veteran guy, a guy who understands how to run routes, how to get open, how to make plays when he does have the ball in his hand. But I like this trade a lot because of his relationship with his previous now offensive coordinator, Rich Scangalero. Scangalero, I'm probably butchering that name up. I did. But their offense is really similar to what he's going to be transitioning to. So his transition and his timetable of actually making an impact will be pretty right now. And that's what the 49ers need. When you look at Jimmy Garoppolo, I still think he has a lot of area of improvement in areas where he can showcase, is he that guy, and is he an elite quarterback? Someone like Emmanuel Sands, who, again, as you've alluded to, who's going to be where he needs to be as far as route running in depth, who's going to be able to come in and impact, making plays on the ball, being impactful, explosive. He's going to add to that learning curve and growing curve of Jimmy Garoppolo, a young quarterback.
I love the fact with the intel, because I talked about these two receivers. We have to understand, New England Patriots, one of the most complicated offenses that we have in the league. Kyle Shanahan, one of the most complicated teachers of the game, and that offense that they run is very complicated. This is not the NBA. We're getting ready to run out there. We're getting ready to run a system that's very familiar with everyone else. Football is not that way. So I'm glad to hear he has some familiarity with what's going on there, because that will help the transition. And also, you point out, Nick, this is the last year of his contract. They have a lot of salary cap room. I wouldn't be surprised if they signed him to a very friendly, short contract extension there. But I do believe immediately he will help them out. The last Denver Broncos team that won the Super Bowl, he was on that team, and it was a defensive dominated team. So it's not a guy that's coming expecting to get 80 balls, 90 balls. Now, wide receivers, Greg included, we all got a little diva in us, but this is a good one to bring in with all the project and the young wide receivers that you do have. You're not going to have him on the sideline yelling at Kyle Shanahan, throw me the football. If they're going to have championship aspirations, you need a wide receiver that is professional, a grown-up, and especially with speed guys and small guys. That's typically what they have. They're not.
And that's exactly what the 49ers need. A wide receiver that can make an impact instantly. He might end up being their number one. There was a good trade for them. Marquise Goodwin, he a good wide receiver. Pettis, good wide receiver. This is what they need, though. A guy that can be the number one. He could probably be the number one instantly. It probably helped Jimmy Garoppolo out because he got to make improvements as well. Some games he have a good game. He have an off game. Like Washington game. He had an off game, but his defense helped him out. And this is like good to have Emmanuel Sands come in. Because he could be your number one. He can easily help Jimmy out way more. Right along with Goodwin. So they got another good wide receiver they've been looking for. They were 49ers need on the offensive side. Another good one to come in. And I feel like he's going to make an impact for them. Another deep threat. Can get open. Can run routes good. Emmanuel Sands is a solid wide receiver and a good pickup for 49ers.
One receiver happens to be George Kittle, a tight end. So great compliment from a intel standpoint, Greg. We don't have to wait a month. We should see some quick results in the first 2 weeks.
The only surprise to me here is we knew the Niners needed a wide receiver. It's not a shock they went out and got one. I am a little surprised that if Mohamed Sanu were available, that Mohamed Sanu wasn't the one they went out and got, given the fact that he has, talking about familiarity, he played with Kyle Shanahan when Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator at Atlanta. When they went to the Super Bowl running the offense, they're now running in San Francisco. So I don't know if that was just...
I think it's more of a speed thing, a tight thing.
Yes. When you look at what they have on their roster now with Marquise Goodwin, they have a lot of speed. They want the guys who can still get down the field and create separation and give them explosive plays. Mohamed Sanu is not that guy.
He's more of a fit for New England than as far as the being able to play all three positions, precise route running. In that regard, that makes perfect sense.
That's why they ain't go out there. Mohamed Sanu is a possession wide receiver. He fit that New England system for slot wide receivers. 49ers run a different type of offense. Most of all their wide receivers are little. They like to go deep. They like the football down the field more. Mohamed Sanu is not that type of wide receiver. He's the wide receiver that beat possessions. And then he fit with New England. That's why New England went to get him. And that's why Emmanuel Sands with the 49ers, because he fit that system with Shanahan is running. And that's what they wanted.
Background. Well, that's the other. I knew why Mohamed Sanu made sense for the Pats because of the Rutgers background, because he's a guy the Patriots, according to Schefter, were trying to go out and get during the draft.
Yes.
Months ago, and then Atlanta held on to him thinking they could compete. They couldn't, obviously. But on Sanders, the Niners, they don't have a single receiver with 200 yards receiving. Like, this is their question mark on the team to go along with their quarterback. The NFC West is really unique this year, and it's the best division in football thus far. Every team is 500 or above. The Cardinals are the worst team. They won 3 games in a row. But there's only one quarterback in that division that we know is awesome. Russell Wilson. Jared Goff, there are questions about. Kyler Murray, there are obviously questions about. And I think we both, and maybe all of us, have questions about Jimmy Garoppolo. But in Jimmy's defense, since he's been in San Francisco, he has not been playing with a full deck. He has had, to a degree, a hand tied behind his back because their best receiving option has been George Kittle. And George Kittle really blossomed fully last year when the backup quarterback was in after Jimmy got hurt. So now you are going to see, was the lack of explosion in the passing game a product more of the quarterback?
That's why you've been seeing him struggling. When you don't have wide receivers, don't be having 200 yards, you will struggle as a quarterback. Your tight end was your best wide receiver. They needed it, Emmanuel Sands, to be there. That's why he been up and down this year. That was their question mark on the team. They need a wide receiver on that team. Marquise Goodwin is a good wide receiver, but no wide receiver on that team had 200 yards. And your number one option was Kittle, the tight end. The tight end is a Pro Bowler. But you need a number one wide receiver on that team. And that's why I say Emmanuel Sands is going to make an instant impact on that team because that's what they need all along.
Receivers, a combination of both. Not that if one player changes the offense as a whole, but who was their most reliable receiver? A track guy, Goodwin? A young guy in Pettis or Deebo Samuel? Like, they didn't have, as you put it yesterday, a true professional wide receiver, and now they do.
I'll say this. I'm not going to give Jimmy Garoppolo that big of a pass because even in New England, his time spent in New England, he never had a receiver that was that guy. It was the system, and we saw him thrive when he got an opportunity. And so when you look at Jimmy Garoppolo, it's kind of like a Dak Prescott without Amari Cooper. Is he going to make the guys around him better, or does he need additional acquisitions that are going to help elevate his game, and then he will then start to blossom and make guys around him better? Maybe this is going to definitely help him, but I think the jury is still out on Jimmy Garoppolo as far as being that guy that is going to creep into that elite quarterback status.
All right, CC, if you give a 6-0 team help at the one position they need, does it automatically make them the best team in the conference?
It doesn't automatically make them, but they, in these battles, as far as who they're going to face in the NFC West, if they were to face the Packers and some of these other teams, it's more favorable for them because you got to put 8 guys in the box, 7. So as a wide receiver, if there's the best wide receiver situation in the league is in San Francisco. They're going to get good looks. So for me, they have the greatest chance offensively to get better. New England's still going to have problems. You know the reason why? They can't protect up front. San Francisco's got a really good offensive line, and they're going to get their best offensive lineman back in a couple of weeks in Joe Staley. So, professional route runner with an unproven quarterback, but I know what I'm going to have to do. I ain't going to have to throw the ball between 7 guys down there. No, you can either play cover 1, cover 0, and I would be so excited if I'm Emmanuel Sands with the opportunity and the types of looks he's going to get week in.
Yeah, he's going to get man-to-man coverage every time he steps on the field. That's something that a receiver dreams about.
You make one guy miss, it's a house
one
call.
guy miss.
And even with questions about Jimmy G, he's the best quarterback throwing the ball to Emmanuel Sands in 5 years. Given what they've had through Denver over the last few seasons.
Even that last year, Peyton Manning.
He absolutely. Peyton Manning, Brock Osweiler, none of that was great. So this is the best quarterback he's had in a while.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips